Senator, let me ask you, you've written this week about the need for people to have information about interference in our elections in real time. What's on your mind about that?
Well, it occurred to me, I'm on the Intelligence Committee and I'm getting information all the time. And that's okay generally if it's the people that are supposed to get intelligence from the CIA or the NSA or the FBI. But there, every 2 years, it's the people themselves who are making the decisions. They should be getting the information. And basically what I'm saying is if the intelligence community learns that a foreign government is trying to influence our election, they should tell people. In other parts of the world where the people know what's going on, they're better able to resist being led down a wrong path by a foreign entity. I mean, it's as simple as that. The taxpayers pay for all this intelligence to be collected. They ought to get the benefit of it when they're the ones making the decisions in elections.
Now, you likened it to getting information about impending severe weather.
Yeah, we get an alert. I got one just the other day, on my phone. It beeped and said, there's a severe thunderstorm and flooding warning, stay in your house. And you get these kinds of warnings from the National Weather Service, or we get an Amber Alert. Well, why not get an alert that says foreign source? If the intelligence community knows that some kind of information that's coming toward us is coming from Russia or China or Iran or some other country, North Korea, just tell us. In France, Pat, in 2017, the Russians were trying to interfere in the French national elections, and the French government announced it. They said, be on the lookout for this. They've hacked emails. They're going to be releasing emails, and the whole thing fizzled. And because the people knew, and that's all I'm saying is that the people ought to know what I know. There's no point. I met with some intelligence people recently and said, you guys aren't writing a book here for history. The whole purpose of collecting this information is to protect our country. And normally the decision makers are the president, the cabinet, the national security folks. But as I say, every 2 years, the decision makers are the people. That's why I've got my Constitution tie on today. It says, we the people. That's who has the power in our society ultimately to make decisions. And I just think they ought to have the benefit of the information that we have sometime well prior to the election when they can do something with it.
So I guess the question is, how do you make this happen? Is it something the administration has to say, yes, do this, or does Congress have to do something about it?
Well, we've discussed various ways to do this. I mean, the simplest thing would be for the administration to instruct the intelligence community that if you have this information, it should be shared with the public. Now, there's an important boundary to this. You don't want to reveal what are called sources and methods. In other words, you don't want to tip off to your adversaries how you learn things. So you've got to be able to sort of disguise that. But I believe you can give a lot of information without compromising sources and methods. In 2016, I believe that the Obama administration, which knew about the Russian hacking and what they were up to in the summer, really they were very reluctant to release that information. Finally, on October 10th, they released a sort of a white paper from the national intelligence director, but it was too little too late, and it sort of disappeared in all the news of the election. I think that this is something going forward should be a routine part. If we learn about a foreign government trying to influence our election, if the intelligence apparatus learns that the Russians are trying to penetrate the election system in Maine, they ought to tell us, and they ought to certainly tell the people in Maine. And they've been very reluctant to that. The whole instinct of the intelligence community is to hold the information, it's all secret. Well, it's not useful if the decision makers don't know what's going on.
Let me shift gears for a second and ask you, where do we stand on further relief for people who have been affected by the pandemic, particularly as we see unemployment numbers begin to rise again?
Well, where we stand it's outrageous, Pat. Um, we had a 2-week recess. Everybody's known for several months that we were going to have another package. Senator McConnell, who is in total charge of what goes on the Senate floor, he can decide to bring a bill up or not. The House passed a bill to deal with the next round of COVID aid 3 months ago, May, June, July, 2 months ago, 2 months ago. And he did nothing with it, didn't even bring it up, didn't discuss it, didn't debate it. And then we just had 2 weeks, at home. Nothing happened during that 2 weeks. There was no discussion with the Democrats, no discussion with the House. And now here we are, we've had a week in session. We still don't have even a proposal from the Republican conference. And I don't get it. I mean, the extended unemployment benefits, which were a lifeline for millions of people, expire next Friday, a week from today. And you ask where we stand? I don't know. I heard that there was going to be a Republican proposal on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This morning I heard we'll see it on Monday, and then there'll be more negotiations with the White House and the House and the Senate Democrats. But this delay I just think there's no excuse for it, and lots of people's lives are going to be turned upside down yet again unnecessarily.